Hello everyone and welcome to this week's review. Today I'll be talking about an animated film that has had quite a long journey getting in front of audiences. But Animal Crackers has finally arrived. Before I talk about my thoughts on the movie itself, I really do have to go over its history. The film is based on a graphic novel by artist Scott Christian Sava, who started plans to adapt it for the screen in 2010, eventually teaming up with Mulan co-director Tony Bancroft. The Weinstein Company was one of the first studios that showed interest in Animal Crackers, although that never came to pass. I think we can all agree that was probably a good thing. Relativity Media almost distributed the movie, but they then filed for bankruptcy. The movie hopped to Byron Allen's Entertainment Studios at one point, which kept delaying the release and just sort of sat on it. Animal Crackers did premiere at the Annecy Animation Festival in 2017, and did receive a theatrical release in China in 2018. However, it was quiet on the release front for a long time, and nobody knew what would happen to Animal Crackers. Until this year, when Netflix announced they'd acquired the rights, and they released it on their streaming service last week. As you can see, I've been following the film for a while, and I'm happy it finally saw a proper worldwide release. And the movie's pretty good too. Part of the enjoyment of the film comes from seeing the various animals that lead protagonist Owen transforms into. Character designer Carter Goodwich and the animators have a lot of fun with the various animals, and the film is able to find good comedy and even some solid drama out of the situation Owen finds himself in. I also like the relationship he has with his wife Zoe and daughter Mackenzie. This really does feel like a good and supportive family unit, and you see how much that drives Owen's arc. Some of the funniest parts, though, come from his time working in a dog biscuit factory. Patrick Warburton voices one of the employees, and he is hilarious, with the animators even following suit with the movements they give it. Fun fact, Tony Bancroft was the supervising animator for Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove, so it's not surprising to see the film take full advantage of Warburton's comedic abilities. Another scene stealer comes from Raven-Symoné, who voices a cook trying to create a new kind of dog biscuit. I actually had no idea it even was Raven until the end credits, but she brings the appropriate comic energy to the role. While not necessarily a musical, a few songs are included. Probably the standout sequence is a montage set to Queen's Don't Stop Me Now. The filmmakers do a great job of having the imagery match the lyrics and the beat of the song. Without spoiling anything, the climax is when you see the creativity of the movie come out in full force, and there are even a few surprising story turns. One element that did not entirely work for me was, curiously enough, the main villain. Ian McKellen turns in a solid vocal performance, but any time it cut to him, I was not that invested in his grand evil plan. With the whole business at the dog biscuit factory, Owen trying to deal with the Animal Cracker situation, and the circus attempting to become successful again, the movie already has a great deal of conflict, and this villain felt like one plot point too many. Nonetheless, I still found a decent amount to enjoy in Animal Crackers. This was a long-time passion project for Scott Christian Sava, and that definitely shines through in the finished film. I have noticed people often turn their noses up at smaller computer-animated films like this, because they don't have the budget or polish of something from Pixar. But I don't think that's fair. These lower-budget animated movies have just as much passion and effort put into them as ones from bigger studios, even with a fraction of the costs and crew sizes. There's also a stigma against children's films, but it's actually quite hard to write something aimed primarily at younger audiences. Thankfully, Animal Crackers succeeds at being a humorous and sweet animated movie, and it's a relief it's finally out there for the world to see, easily accessible through Netflix. Check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching this week's review, and I'll see you next time.